This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and it's time to revisit a favorite, the Arclight Phoenix. The poor card is going to rotate soon, and once upon a time it was a pillar of so many formats. Standard, Modern, maybe it was in other places. I'm pretty sure it was, but those are the two I know the most. And power creep happened, and suddenly getting free 3/2s with flying and haste wasn't good. I don't know what to say. Teferi, Time Raveler, and Narset have been huge parts of that. But in the current best of one meta that we have on ladder, where Mono Red and Rakdos are the only real decks and Mono Green is lurking, that's like it. Can we exploit that? Is a free 3/2 that you get for drawing cards and removing those threats, is that suddenly good? I think it might be. I think it should be. And today is the day we try it out. So the deck is mostly Izzet control. Don't actually get this twisted into thinking it's some Arclight Phoenix mega combo deck. We have a lot of ways to draw cards. Thrill of Possibility, Cathartic Reunion let us discard our Arclight Phoenix and get deeper in the deck. Crash Through lets us draw cards. Opt lets us draw cards. But the rest of the spaces are these removal spells. Blitz of the Thunder Raptor, Lava Coil, and Shock to just remove all the threats from the aggro decks. Just one by one, pick them all off with a ton of exile too, so that cards like Annex don't hurt us too badly. It's hard against Witch's Oven, but sometimes you can overload their ovens because you shock one thing, blitz another thing, untap, Lava Coil another thing to get some stuff exiled. It's complicated, but if you're on the play, you can usually make it work. And then later in the game, we start using Finale of Promise to bring the spells back out of the graveyard. This card has seen almost no play since Teferi, Time Raveler was introduced to the format, because Teferi's passive ability says you may only play things when you could play a sorcery. And because this thing puts spells directly onto the stack, it's not playing them at a time you could resolve a sorcery. Basically, anytime there's something on the stack, it's not sorcery speed, so you just can't resolve anything with your Finale if a Teferi is on the opponent's side of the battlefield. So the fact that there's less Teferis and a lot more aggro right now, making Teferi a weaker card than normal, means maybe we can get away with Finale of Promise. Same thing goes for Narset. And we also have Blitz of the Thunder Raptor to try to reach out and exile Teferi. Shock can keep it in check. The Arclight Phoenix has haste. The M21 card we're playing is Stormwing Entity, a card in previous season I said it was bad, everybody said it was good. Now I find myself just trying to make it good somewhere. And one thing I love about this deck, because you're going to say, why not Sprite Dragon? Why not Terramander? Why not Goblin Electromancer? CGB? Why not these cards? All of those get claimed. They also get hit by Bone Crusher Giant and Shock. Like, the key decks in the format dismiss those cards, smack, with a backhand so easily. You can't run them, but Stormwing Entity does not get claimed. Stormwing Entity is a 3/3. It does not get easily Bone Crushed and Shocked. Stormwing Entity can rumble, so that's why it's in the deck. So basically our plan is to play against these aggro decks that make up well over half the meta, and it seems to be climbing. It just seems to be more and more every day. I face less ramp and less control every day. I just face more and more of these same aggro decks. So as I get so used to that matchup, I'm just twisting every deck I make around those matchups. And if the meta ever shifts, I'll be punished, but I don't think it will. I think it's going to stay this way until rotation. So best of one, get used to it. But this deck just wants to remove your thing, and play a Stormwing Entity. Play Finale, or play Cathartic Reunion or Thrill, discard Arclight Phoenix, play Removal Spell, remove your thing, play Finale of Promise, get back Arclight Phoenix, remove more of your things. It's Izzet control. You're just drawing cards and killing stuff until you start incidentally getting good 3/2s and giant prowess creatures and a mega crackling drake along the way, and then you kill the opponent with them. This deck is frickin' challenging. I would say my test games with it were very hard, and I expect it to come down to a few decisions, and hopefully I'll get better as I go, because I always feel like I'm a point or two short, and I expect the games to be very exciting, so I think you'll like it. So, thanks to the Cool Kids Club for watching the intro. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. Here we have all the tools. Our opponent has a companion. It's Lurrus. So Lurrus often implies cycling, the mono white aura deck, things like that. And the hand is good. We'll definitely be playing against creatures unless it is cycling, and we already have an Arclight, so let's go. Opponent threw a hello. I've got my emotes back on. I'll have to turn them off if I see the wolf. If I see the wolf like more than once, it just has to end. All right, our opponent off to the races. We've got a shock ready to go. Do we try to keep pace with them, or do we just play a scry land and take 2 damage? I'm going to defend myself. It's usually a pretty good idea in this meta, as we don't have life gain, and everything the opponent does is just kind of snowballs. So here's Knight of the Ebon Legion. That's an annoying card. So I could shock the Gutter Bones here, but I think I'm going to shock the Knight and exile the Gutter Bones with the Lava Coil. I have to take 2 to do it, but it works for me. We are already set up for a good finale when we find it. Having a sorcery and an instant that kill things in the graveyard. Sacred Foundry. Our opponent may be splashing, maybe not. Maybe it's just to cast Lurrus easier. Oh no, they had another? We'll have to kill it. That's what we do here. Can't turn that away, I don't think. More Arclights. It's pretty good. I'm a little nervous though. Whatever the next threat is, we ran out of removal, so we'll have to draw more. Oh, all they did was buy the Lurrus. Let's use a Thrill to drop off one of these Arclights. Actually, let's save that until next turn, because maybe we can get some Arclights back. There's a shock for the Lurrus. Life is good. So next turn we can go Thrill, Crash through Shock. Butcher, sure. Although, I do want to save that shock for the Lurrus. I don't know, should I use this mana now? I guess I want my free bird. It's worth it. It's like I paid 3 mana for the bird, but it works. Okay, we draw a Blitz that can exile the Dreadhorde Butcher. Let's play a Crash Through. Just trying to get a way to discard this bird. No such luck, but here's the Blitz. Exile the Butcher. Bring back the bird. Start the attacks. You can't claim this bird. Converted mana cost equal 4. Which is a big reason that I like the deck right now. The claim feels bads were real. Alright, so what do we got down here? We have a Thrill, we have a Shock, we have a Lava Coil. We can get back Thrill and Lava Coil. That's definitely good. Another Coil for the Butcher. Thrill, discard the bird, and then we get it back because we cast 3 spells. That's a lot of removal. That is a lot of removal. The opponent actually dead next turn to Shock City over here. They got a Scorpion. Do they have a way to kill it? Okay, it's just all cheap creatures, the whole deck, and maybe they have claim. All right, up top. Are we done here? Even if they had a way to instant speed kill their own Scorpion, we could blitz it in response. And yeah, they're dead. This hand is pretty sweet, so we'll keep it. We get to start out with the Scryland, into the Thrill, into the potential Get Back Phoenix. We have to draw a few 1-mana spells, but we have a Lava Coil to defend us in the meantime. Pretty much what we want to do every game, I think. The question is always, is the matchup going to be good? Is it what we expect of Mythic Ladder with aggressive decks? Okay, green can be more difficult. We'll say go, we'll use Thrill on the Arclight. Obviously the size of some of their creatures is bigger than our damage removal spells can do. They have creatures like Troll that can be hexproof, but here they are passing the turn. They might have a Wildborn Preserver. Yeah, it looks like they do have a Wildborn Preserver. You can tell from the stick there that something's up. We could cast this Opt. If we find a 1-mana spell, we get back an Arclight Phoenix this turn. But I'm not sure that's great. I really think I just want to get my 4th land and make sure I get there. So this turn, we want to blitz. Well, I guess if we want to blitz the Wildborn Preserver, then we want another spell in the graveyard, so we may as well do this. No crackles right now. Thank you, though. Okay, we found another Op. That's not bad. Now we can do it. We can go for the Arclight. Cathartic Reunion. 3 more cards next turn. That seems really sweet. Would have loved to be able to get the other bird in the graveyard somehow, but I'll settle for this. And then we're going to play the defensive role. No attacks. If the opponent removes it, obviously we just go get it back next turn, probably, using Reunion and maybe some other stuff. Ooh, that's thick. The opponent prioritizing aggression, which is smart, but we're going to blow them out with a 2-for-1 here. So first things first, let's play Cathartic Reunion. Let's discard the Arclight Phoenix, probably either the Thrill or the Shock land. If we miss a land, though, it's a huge blowout, so I'm going to play this, discard the Phoenix and the Thrill. Nice draws, and there wasn't a land, so I don't like having to pay the 2 life, but that's what we're gonna do. And I'm just going to blitz this now. No risk of the opponent playing something I don't expect, like Giant Growth. It's the Arena ladder. They could have anything. And our life total's not, it is 11. It's plenty to play with, but green is great at pressure. Got Garrick. They're going to pump the token. Let's block, because let's just absorb the damage. We're going to bring back our bird anyway. Very aggressive play. So, Arclight, we can get back... What do we get back? We can get back Blitz, and we can get back Crash Through. We can also shock this token. Get back Crash Through Shock. We don't have to Arclight, it's just the way that we get back our birds, which makes a lot of sense. So, on the instant side, let's play the Thrill. No, let's play the Blitz. And let's play the Reunion? Why not? Discard 2. This land can go. I think the Coil can go. Well, because we might draw land for the Shock yet. Blitz away the Garrick.
Well, hunt's over.
0 timeouts, by the way. Gotta move. Take that out while they're tapped out. Okay. We are burning them. Out of the card draw for the moment, but definitely getting the job done. Let's do the check for lethal for the kids in the back. 9 points of damage, and this doesn't go face. Not lethal. The things I do for content. Alright, Stormwing Entity. 6 scries. Let's see, next turn we can Thrill and Blitz and one other 2-mana spell, so we could keep the red mana. Nah, just dig deeper. We always tend to flood out on land eventually with the deck. Plus, if enough of these live, this is just, they're dead. The Questing Beast, and that is basically a concession here. The only mistake we could make is the block, but we have an Arclight Phoenix anyway. This thing doesn't have reach, despite what you might think. That frickin' book of text. Yeah, that's a hand. Ready for aggro. And aggro is always ready for me. Let's see what the opponent tries to play before we commit the shock. Butcher, that's a good thing to shock. Alright, next turn we can shock Entity, so let's use Reunion this turn. Drop off you and you. Get a nice collection of tools. Nothing to solve a Mayhem Devil, though. Opponent with a Priest, that I can shoot. You think they have Village Rights? Feels like they do, but there's nothing I can do about it. So if they're going to turn my shock into a draw 2, good for them. I'll turn it into an entity. Crackling Drake seems pretty solid. Cathartic Reunion doesn't seem solid. We have another discard outlet right now. What I really want now is Finale of Promise. They had to have that. Oh my god, they had to have those 2 cards. What a load of crap. Okay. They can't kill this turn, but they can save it till next turn and go for it. We could save an instant to bail us out. We could also go for the Arclight now. But I think getting the Crackling Drake on the battlefield is better. If we're going to do that anyway, we should attack first. Obviously, we could hit them for a lot more going for the prowess triggers, but I think the Crackling Drake hits for as much or more next turn, and it uses all of our mana this turn, and it gets us another card. And we need to find a way to kill this devil. We have plenty in the deck, we just haven't drawn them. Feels good. Another Arclight, okay. I mean, we're gearing up to hit them hard, but I don't know if that's going to beat a Mayhem Devil and a Witch's Oven. So yeah, this is the turn they'll pick off the entity, and it looks like they're smart, they're going for it. The good news is if we draw a Lava Coil, their cat will be exposed. My god. Okay. Let's start with a Thrill. Drop off the other bird. Let's use an Opt, digging for some removal. Would really rather play a removal spell right now. I guess I'm going to shock no matter what. And we should probably shock the Butcher before it gets to be even better. So we'll play the Crash through. Up to 7. We're down to 10. Can the opponent kill me next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They would need 3 damage. And if I attack them with all this turn, it's not quite lethal, but I don't have a way to get the birds back. I think I just have to try to kill them because my draws worked out so horribly. And if they kill me, I was going to lose anyway because I just drew a bunch of land at the wrong time. Didn't find a finale. Guess I shouldn't have bottomed the reunion. That feels a little bad now. Alright. Lethal? I think so. What a master. Top deck lethal. Is it? Wait, 1, 2, I see 3. Maybe I'm wrong. I see 3, not 4. This has Death Touch, so it can kill the Drake, but it can't... Oh, wait, I still need to do 1 more damage to the opponent. If they kill the Drake... If they kill the Drake, I don't have lethal, and... Wow. Alright, all they have to do is remember. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable, but again, it's probably on me. No removal spells makes me really anxious, but I think we have to try it since we do have opt into Cathartic into Finale. But we might just be dead. Okay. Do a removal spell. You just gotta keep red off the board as much as possible. Hover, that can die. Entity. Would love to play it next turn, so we play this, we drop you 2 off. And look at the land. Behold, mana. Our opponent finds Annex. They're way ahead of us. Going first will do that to you. But it's interesting. Let's find a lava coil maybe? That would be nice. But nope, more land. More and more and more land. Every game is like this. No. We've got to find removal. But I guess I do have all these land I need to discard sometime, but I can do it next turn. Alright, I'm going to hang on to a reunion, though. Embercleave, Embercleave. Look at me, I have Embercleave. All that dirtle. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's a... Interesting. I'll take it. Like, that's fine. Next turn, Embercleave. Okay, wait, if we kill this, they have to hit their land drop to play it. I know they will. They always do. But we'll give it a shot. This will give us 3 spells for the Arclight Phoenix. I guess their last card's a shock. You see the priority sticking? Seems like it's a shock. So, do they draw the land for the cleave? That's the question. Pro gamer. So I'd say you're telling me there's a chance, but they're probably still going to absolutely demolish us. They drew another shock, huh? Or a Rimrock Knight? I guess they had to draw something. Down to 3. They get this crash through, so they get their free card just for playing Robber of the Rich. What a master. Alright, we have to get our Arclight back to try to block the Robber, or we're just dead here. So we get rid of this. I don't think we can risk the reunion. Because if we don't draw the land, we die. And it would have to be an untapped land, which it often is not. Paka! Every draw is perfection. Mono Red's so good at magic. Hey, thanks for taking that land. I've had quite enough of them. Light up the stage. If it's not another shock, I'll eat my hat. Okay. It's Torbran. Okay, they go with Rimrock. I think I would have gone with the Spitter with me being at 1. All you have to do is attack with it, but I doubt it matters, let's be real. Guess I don't have enough removal in my deck. Can't seem to pull it off. Blitz. All right, get back another bird here. And the opponent's top decked a great card every turn for like 3 turns in a row. Let's see what they do this turn. A mountain. Now all they get to do is double spell because of their 1 mana draw 2. Happy to make the trade. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, do I dare discard one of my removal spells here to get back my Arclight Phoenix? I don't think so. Actually, that's playing to win, right? Let's do it. Nice. So that was 1 spell. This is 2 spells. This is 3 spells. This is a Stormwing Entity. And that's a Finale of Promise. Alright, stuff is happening. I know we're going to get really close and then the opponent will top deck Shock, but we can say stuff happened. We can say we did something. Annex. Alright, we want to exile that, so I think we want the Opt. The Opt and the Coil. There's 2 blitzes down here. Are there 2 lava coils? There are. Alright. We don't have a card to discard to pay the cost of the card draw spells. That's a problem. Alright, we have that for next turn. Do I want to lose to a Fervent Champion? Not really, but we do just have to kill them. And it is dead. I didn't play around a haste creature. It was a calculated risk. I need them to draw 2 lands in a row. I run 20 lands. I've drawn like 5 lands in a row multiple times today. I think it was a risk worth taking. It has removal, and it has some 1 mana spells to get some velocity going, so we'll give it a try. Temple of Abandon, that usually means Team of Reclamation. Double Arclight. Well, Cathartic Reunion would be the draw of the day. Let's go. Alright, this does look like some kind of Gruul deck. Props. Let's see if the opponent taps this Paradise Druid so I can blitz it. Like, if they play a Questing Beast here, we can blitz the Paradise, untap, Lava Coil. Yeah. They still, of course, get 4 damage in. Feels good. We'll see what else they've got up their sleeve. As we're fumbling around for a Cathartic Reunion or a Thrill of Possibility, but if we draw either of those cards, things are good. That's an awkward turn for the opponent. Oh, but they also play Adventures, so they have a card advantage engine. We'll have to kill it. Let's have a look at the top of our deck. Another coil. Yep. We're just gonna spam lava coils until our opponent acknowledges that we are superior. Ponder's Enclave. You will never have a creature. Never, I tell you. I could just play the Arclight. Odds are the last card is a removal of some kind, though. It is risky to play out the last of our removal spells on smaller creatures, so let's play Arclight and see if we can trade it with some of our opponent's spells, since they probably don't have a way to exile it. Yep, there's the removal. I'm not surprised. Good draw. See if they're ready for this. Another Arclight. I'm not going to turn it down. I'd rather have a Cathartic Reunion, but all these coming back eventually can be the thing that swings the game. Our opponent flooded out. I feel like I never see that anymore. I'm legitimately sitting here like, they did what? Yeah, they flooded out. That's a thing you can do? Alright, start picking at them. So if they draw a Bone Crusher Giant, they get to kill this and attack me, play Bone Crusher, and then we're way behind. Bone Crusher on this is a 2-for-1 trade. I could just race them, but racing Gruul seems bad. Oh, it's lethal next turn, though. Yeah. And if they top deck a Questing Beast, I'm not dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, let's just try to win. Let's just try to win, because this is 8, this is 9, 10, 11, this is 12. Because of the Crackling Drake. My god, they even drew, like, the card, the best card, like I said. Oh my goodness. Thrill? Alright, I think that's lethal. That was a good draw. Maybe our whole day of bad beat stories can come to an end. Maybe, just maybe. Yeah, that's pretty close to lethal. Exact lethal. Glad I was sweating it. Removal! I've got to keep remembering I'm playing a control deck. I can't be in a hurry for Arclights and Stormwings. I just play it like a control deck. Yeah, we'll keep that. The whole finale Arclight stuff will just happen naturally if I just deal with my opponent's stuff all game long. And make sure I hit my lands, of course, which can be complicated. This is mono black. Doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? So I could just coil this and never have to see it again. Then we don't have the coil for something like a Spawn of Mayhem. But exile, exile, exile. Just be done with it. Plus it's mana efficient. Okay. I'm just going to fire a crash through, see what I draw. Finale, good. If this is in the graveyard, the next turn I can be up to 4, so Thunder Blitz is basically there. I could have held Blitz for Demonic Embrace, but I'm more worried about them just jamming a Spawn of Mayhem. Now that's a card, but I can kill it. Behold. Let's wait till they discard a card, though. We should also see if they want to put a Demonic Embrace on it. They discard an Embrace. Would you like to cast it? That could be fun. Well, now I have to do it. What a jerk. They'll take the Finale. It's the card advantage card, and it was a card I was relying on, so that duress is very fortunate. Oh! All I need is a land to make that Finale amazing. Okay, they're like, you get 1 turn to draw the land. Joke's on you, I did. So, the Blitz on its own won't solve the problem, because we actually have to pull cards out of the graveyard for it to work. Now we can grab Blitz and Lava Coil, or we can grab Shock and Lava Coil. But we can't draw a card with it. So because Blitz is the instant there and I have another Shock in hand, I think I grab the Shock and the Lava Coil. And let's see how long they can draw amazing threats. The black deck has plenty of them, I don't deny it. If they're going to embrace it now, they play around Shock. Good draw. Good-ish draw. I might wait 1 turn to play it. Nah. Let's scry now. I'm ready to trade with this Scorpion. I 2 for 1 myself, but the other card wasn't doing anything. And let's keep a crash through, because we might draw, like, crash through into Stormwing. And they didn't draw another creature. We don't have any Arclights yet, but they run Duress. Let's go ahead and try this. Okay. That gets me 2 cards. We could save it, but I think we need the cards. I don't know if I'll ever have the cards to discard to this. We're going to have 2 cards now, and we'll have the card off the top. If they duress, they'd probably take it. It's just a stone cold brick, though, sometimes. I think it goes to the bottom. The risk of drawing multiples of it are just too great. Alright. Knight with the mana to protect it. So next turn they'll probably Demonic Embrace it. Let's just hold. Okay. Go big or go home. Smarty pants. Super smarty pants. Alright, I'm gonna... They basically cheesed me out of some damage there. Good for them. I'm just gonna get rid of this now. Let's try crashing through. We need to get some action going. I think I hold all of these because I want to turn them into cards when I find those precious cathartic reunions. Wow, dude. Dude, your gaming skills are top level. No, they play well and they draw well. It's like good for them. Here's an Arclight Phoenix. Took me about an hour to find it, but here it is. This thing is going to be so freaking huge. Blitz right now is for 8. We need our top deck to be amazing. Like, we gotta kill this thing. That will not do it. Let's play one of those. Full control. Want the opponent to think we have stuff. Okay, last time they just never went for the double pump. And here they don't either. Smarty pants. And another Regisaur. Okay. Not good enough, but I guess we get to get rid of this. And we need to scry some kind of card draw effect to the top. That will do. And we'll draw into an opt. Okay. Yep, here we go. Are we going to embrace this? Yes, we are. Down to 14. Attack. Block. We got an Arclight in the graveyard, so that's something. There's another spell. Let's try opt first. We might find another Arclight Phoenix. Or a million lands. That could happen too. Shock the system. See if the opponent can kill an Arclight Phoenix. That's all that matters now. If they don't, we have a chance, because we can definitely exile that thing. Okay, block. I'm sure we'll see you play whatever it is you have. They hold it. Why would they hold it? Removal spell. Okay. So we're going to blitz the dinosaur. That's an instant. The sorcery can be... Do we have a reunion? No. So the sorcery actually has to be the crash through. There's the opt. Kakaw. Opponent might have a Blacklands Paragon here, but we have a shock. No? What did they hold? And why? With a Regisaur on the board, too. Crazy. Do I hold this? Yeah, I'll hold it. These ops can wait for a minute while our opponent isn't doing much. Lands can wait to be discarded. There's a Spawn of Mayhem. Pretty ripped card. Another Arclight. Our opponent's at 8 and we have a shock. We'll take it, and now if we can remove this, we have lethal. Really? Go for lethal. Let's go for it. Thrilled. Okay. Wait, if we do this on my turn, all we need is one more spell. So we'll do it on my turn. Okay. There's a blitz. It's 2. This is 3. Did we get there? We got there. Whew. Close one. Scary dino times. Yep. Control plan in effect. Some painful mana though. On the play means, though, we don't have to take all that pain. On the draw, we might have to. Uh-oh. Somebody play control? I guess we'd better do this before we get something countered, huh? Alright. One more 1-drop. One more 1-mana spell, and we're going to Arclight next turn. Oh, it says go. You do not draw that spell. 5 lands. Rip. Yeah, there's Hawk. Oh! Fun. Flyers. There might be targets in this deck. They're holding up mana, so they could have a Lofty Denial. But I don't think that's what matters. We draw the Opt. Let's get it going. Another Opt is beautiful. Let's do it. Like, none of these are things the opponent wants to counter. Let's keep that. They do want to counter this. We're going to have to figure out how to make it happen. Play this. Get the burb. Swing. See if the opponent can stop it. Alright, 3 points. Gryffindor. We are pretty high on land. We're going to want to hold some, maybe both of these. Alright, so the opponent has a Lofty Denial. Let's see if they're willing to use it here. In case they use a Rally to deflect this shock, we'll take the damage first. There it is. Okay, now Finale is looking pretty good. Oh, and we drew a Reunion. Excellent. We don't have to flood. So, Shock and Coil can be done with these. We could also just play the removal we have in our hand. We could also get back Shock Crash Through and play one of these and ignore the Hawk. I think that's fine. Another land. It's sort of what I wanted to discard to the Reunion anyway. Press 3, please. Thank you. Hit him with the Trample Arclight Phoenix. For flavor. Here's the Eagle. The opponent leaving up mana again. So they really believe in Lofty Denial, but we can play around it with a land drop here. Are we willing to make that land drop? We could also just play 2 spells. The opponent doesn't even have a good attack right now. We should just try to trade off our Arclight Phoenix and say go. And yeah, we can play around Lofty Denial. I think we can grind this deck out of cards. They don't have that many ways to draw them. Sure. So we might be setting them up for a big fail. Let's see what happens. If they attack with the Eagle, we can block with the Arclight Phoenix. Like this. Let's let the damage happen. Just in case they have an unsummon or something like that for the Arclight. Alright, so here we go blitz your other Eagle. This one already has a damage on it. If this Eagle leaves play, this one dies. And if the opponent plays Lofty Denial, we just pay. And they let it go. And because we have an Arclight in the graveyard that we want to get back, we will just wait till next turn to play any spells. And we'll start with this, because we don't want the opponent to Lofty Deny it. We really want these 2 cards. Excellent. Play the Crash Through. There's a Shock. Let's play that on the Hawk. If they Lofty Deny that, we'll just let it go, because then we get the Stormwing entity and we'd still get an Arclight Phoenix. Alright, here's the bird. Let's attack. Play a Brazen Borrower. Okay, that's fine. We can discard that later, and now they're tapped out, so Stormwing Entity. Cathartic Reunion, Finale of Promise. Beautiful. And we'll keep this in hand to discard to the Reunion. I definitely got better playing this deck over time. The amount of times you have to know to hold your land is a lot different from what I'm used to, but it makes a huge difference in the game. Alright, Lofty Denial is open again. So let's start with a coil on the Eagle. Alright, that resolves. Now we have the 1 mana to pay if they cast Lofty Denial on the Reunion. It's more likely a Brazen Borrower. Okay. We'll play the Opt. That'll get us the bird. And another bird. We could play this and have Thrill open. The idea is I want to hide this so that if they borrow this, I can just play it post-combat. And no Brazen Borrower this time, so I'm just going to hold the land to discard to the Thrill. Royal Pegasus, without friends? Very Miscreant, yep. Sad little flyers, meet big, resilient flyers. Rawr. Trying to decide if I need to play around Lofty Denial anymore. Let's go. I guess they have a Brazen Borrower they can flash in to join the Pegasus. Maybe we just attack. Let's do it. What could go wrong? Here's the Borrower that now they're tapped out. So anything we do from here resolves. See how they choose their blocks. Alright, that's a lot of trades. We could try to save our entity, and if we hit another instant, we might. I guess it's worth a shot. No instants. Oh well. So all their stuff dies, and we play the Drake. And we have Finale for next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could play this, and if I draw a land off the top, the Finale is good through a Denial, but I think we're fine. And that's game. Burb's down. And we are back for a post-game wrap-up, and this deck is probably the hardest deck to play that I've played in Standard in a long time. I think the only other deck that comes to mind is Kethis Combo, and that deck you could also win even while making a lot of misplays. This deck is far more punishing when you make a mistake. Like, every land that you put on the battlefield that maybe you should have held it, in case you draw Thriller Possibility or Cathartic Reunion, will punish you. Every time you cast a Lava Coil, when you should have removed the opponent's creature with a Blitz, because next turn you want a Finale and you needed an instant in the graveyard instead of a sorcery because you wanted to cast the Cathartic Reunion that was in the graveyard, that will punish you. Every time you just are 1 card short of that Arclight Phoenix, maybe you could have gotten there if you had scryed correctly earlier in the game. So it is the most punishing deck I can ever remember playing, and the wins and losses were on a razor's edge very often. So that might be intimidating to some of you, and to some of you, the bold, the CGB-like, it's challenge accepted. So good luck. If you go out there, really take the time to think through your plays and analyze what you did after games, because today's video could be looked at as a series of like close wins and bad beat stories where we came up just short. But really, I look at the games where I lost and I'm like, I probably should have won it. I was a good decision or two away. And I think I got better as I played the deck more. But in the meantime, I definitely took a hit to my ranking as I made mistakes with the deck on the way down the ladder. I also saw more blue-white control today, and I don't know if those videos will go in because it's not exactly inspiring to see you face Teferi and Narset. But I saw 3 of those. I haven't seen those in weeks, quite honestly. So that is a trend to keep an eye on. You do not want to play this deck against a deck with Teferi and Narset in the format in decent numbers. So watch out for that. And otherwise, what would I change? I'd just get rid of the entity. The card's trash, to be honest. I mean, just at the very least, cut it down to 1 and add 2 Crackling Drakes. That's a shift you can make pretty easily, and I'm confident you'll make the deck better, because Crackling Drake at least draws you a card, gets you deeper in the deck, and is a potential threat. Honestly, you might just want a maximized velocity and 2 more Crackling Drakes. Get this out. Another card you might want to do is put in 1 or 2 See the Truth, so that your Finale of Promise is sometimes a draw 3 to give you the full reload. I wouldn't fault that one bit. So yeah, cut 3 Stormwing Entity, add 1 or 2 See the Truth, and 1 or 2 Crackling Drake. I'm not sure which number is right. That's my recommendation for the Cool Kids Club who watched the whole video. And thank you, by the way, so much for that. So today's shout out, which I normally reserve for other content creators and sponsors, goes to you guys, the Cool Kids Club. You watched the whole videos. That's all the support I need. I do appreciate the Twitch Prime subs. I do appreciate my supporters on Patreon. If you want to get in on that, go for it. But honestly, like, watching the whole video is, I think, an advantage I have that other YouTubers may or may not, because I've seen the numbers going around, and I know what other people think about how their channel is doing on YouTube, and when I see it, I'm just like, mine is fantastic. And I think it's because you guys, your average watch time, I think is way higher than the typical Magic YouTuber's watch time, and it's because you guys watch the whole thing. So put stayed till the end in the comments, and you have my sincere thanks. Love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.